well, here's another one of these. Kind of running out of ideas how to make introductions to these, but yeah, Anime North 2019, third time going, and probably the best time I've had there so far, I would say. Pickups were not as much, but still got some cool stuff. Of course, I went all 3 days. I'm gonna be going all 3 days, pretty much the rest of the time I'm going to that convention. I'm trying to think of stuff to say that I didn't necessarily say last year, because I of course mentioned things how I like how this convention is early on in the summer and not like early September or late August like Fan Expo or late July like Con Bravo is, I mentioned that before, and well, here I am mentioning it again. And well, kind of goes without saying, but of course as a Canadian, it's really one of the only kinds we got. I mean, in the case of the States, where they have like a ton of conventions, not just anime conventions, but like video game conventions and just nerd conventions in general, you of course have to wonder if you're really going to be actually traveling from like state to state to state to go to a lot of these things, Like, say if I lived in New York, would I really be traveling to Philadelphia once a year to go to too many games? You have to realize from, financial perspective and just many other perspectives in general, if that's something you'd be doing. Would I be doing it? Hard to say, because, that's obviously just thinking outside the box in a situation that I most definitely don't deal with, because, that's not... I don't fucking live in America. The United States, if you will. So even with the few options that we have, you gotta kind of make the most out of it. And we do, because Anime North is a big convention, and it is a good one, This year I did go to a little more panels, like I went to, the hell did I go to? I went to a video game music trivia panel. On the booklet, it said it was going to last like, an hour and a half, but honestly, a lot of these went on a lot longer, or twice as long, I should say. Like, if a panel said if it was half an hour, it'd usually be an hour, because, hey, setup took long enough, and just things went on to keep things more interesting, and therefore have these go on longer, if that makes any sense. And in that case, I didn't stay for the full hour and a half. We probably went on for 2 hours, because, I just had to do other things, and I randomly went to a Why Real Mecha Would Suck panel. Again, I did not stay for the whole thing, because I had to do other things. I went to a Starting Up Podcast panel. Did not stay for the whole thing. Had to go do other things. But then there was another one called, like, How to Get the Most Out of Your Convention Experience. I did stay for all of that one, though. Because, it was more towards the end of the day. I didn't end up getting much footage of some of these panels, because honestly I was kind of a little shy on doing so. I mean, really, in the end, it's for the better, to get footage for the sake of memory, so you have something to look back to. But, I did what I could. Maybe I could have taken another picture or two. But, it's one of those things. Because, hey, it's just good to make these fucking convention videos, Obviously, conventions have been going on for a long enough time, and... in this day and age, it's not uncommon for there to be vlogs and, other things like that uploaded to, YouTube and just anywhere on the internet. And even back then, it wouldn't be that uncommon, just, with no YouTube or any major video website, sharing website. It's like, what are you going to do? Unless somebody just digs up, like, a VHS tape recording of some old convention from 2000. As it stands, really, we can see, like, some conventions from, 2005. Are there any videos of Anime North 2005 up on YouTube that actually were in 2005? That means, like, that would have been when that would have been when YouTube would have been, like, what, a month? Like, 3 months old? Hot damn. Or maybe even some cases, anyways, some people might have videos of conventions from, like, 1999 and uploaded them, like, maybe this year or a couple years ago. Anything goes, but I'm just saying that, like, imagine if we did have YouTube, like, 20 years ago. Then these videos would have been a little more plentiful, and just a lot more videos in general, not just videos of conventions, but, that's just kind of getting off topic. But yeah, I did go to a lot more panels this year. I didn't get nearly as much stuff, but, I'll talk about that later. I still got some good stuff, though. Of course, not really interacting with much of the guests there. I mean, one of these days, maybe I will. Or maybe one of those days I'll just tune into a random-ass, voice actor, like, Q&A just for the hell of it, though, truth be told, those might be full enough to where I might be taking the space of somebody who would actually really want to be there. So, who knows? Let's see. What I got Hold on, I gotta get something that's down here. I have some things noteworthy, like here's the Anime North 2017 Survival Guide. Here's the 2018 Survival Guide. Here's the 2019 Survival Guide. And also, I have this, the 2014 Survival Guide. Now, I didn't go to Anime North in 2014 because the first time I went was in 2017. But you know what? I have it here, just laying on this random part of my room. I also, for shits and giggles, here's the Con Bravo 2015 instruction manual. So, yeah, that's cool. Can you see it? So yeah, it's one of those things. I remember last year's video I talked about, you know, finding deals and whatnot, and how like people might be more willing to give discounts and whatnot at vendors, you know, compared to like other ways of getting games and whatnot. And in many ways that's true, you know, but it's really just like $5. I can't say I really ever ask for $10 off. I mean, I did every now and then, rarely though. But of course, they prefer if you pay in cash as opposed to, you know, debit or credit cards. You know, and of course, it's tax-free if you pay off, if you pay with actual money. So, yeah, that's one of those things. But you probably already know this stuff, you know? You could have probably been going to conventions for fucking just as long as I've been alive, for all I know. I don't know the people watching this shit. If you're watching this and watching this point, well, that's cool. I was really, like, hoping to get really score more on some like non-Nintendo stuff. I only ended up picking one non-Nintendo item up this year, and that was Crash Team Racing on the PS1, because I was looking for some crazy shit, but I wanted things like Bonanza Brothers on the Sega Genesis. Well, these four games are all on the Genesis. Bonanza Brothers, Shinobi 3, Cid of Valis, and Vapor Trail. I found none of them. Well, actually, I did find Vapor Trail in its case. I don't know if it had the manual, but I found a copy in its case for like $100. In a perfect world, I probably could have tracked one down for like $40-50 there at the convention, or maybe talked them down to that if it was like card only. But again, I found nothing of the sort, and I did not find those other games I was talking about. You know, maybe you could have gone something with like, you know, the likes of Sega Saturn imports. Last year I talked about how I was trying to find Japanese N64 games. In this case, I didn't get any. In fact, I only got one N64 game at the convention this year, and that was Cyber Tiger. But again, I will talk more about the pickups later. One thing that was really awesome, too, is that I ran into my friend Jimmy, who you might know from our Watch Us Play videos, or... yeah. I have a picture with him. I'll show it off, maybe. If not now, then at the end when I show off other pictures. There still was no Welcome Anime at Boston Pizza, so that was that. But in the case of Jimmy, you know, I basically, he saw me and he called out my name, and you know, we chatted for a little bit, but it was only really like for like 2 hours during the first day, you know, right before the dealer's room opened up. So yeah, you know, it's one of those things. I remember too, I was fighting tooth and nail to try and find Fate Extilla, the Umbral Star for the PS4. I didn't even find the Switch version. They might have had the Vita version, but you know, I don't own a Vita, and even if I did, I want to get it on PS4. But I did not find it there. Didn't find much of imports. I mean, they did have a nice selection of Super Famicom stuff. One guy had, like, you know, a vendor just full of imports, you know, had boxed Super Famicom games, a couple boxed N64 games, though the only exclusive N64, Japanese exclusive N64 import they had there was Nushisuri 64, which I already have. So, yeah, that's one of those things. I liked it. I don't know really what much else to say, other than, well, in last year's video I actually had a boxed copy of Wonder Project J2 for the N64, and a boxed copy of Super Mario All-Stars for the Super Nintendo, and now I have my 3DS collection here. There's actually, it's actually kind of an empty space, because, I don't know if you can see it, but, you know, I'll move this for a second. But yeah, there's still some space for some DS games. I'm just trying to, like, do some rearranging, find a good spot eventually to put my 3DS games. So, yeah, that's that. I guess for now, here's footage. So enjoy. Well then, it's currently Friday, May 23rd at 1:33 p.m. And this time I'm leaving a hell of a lot later than I did on last year, because, you know, things don't happen until like 3 o'clock basically. So, you know, I just kind of got up a little later, slept in a bit, did my own thing, played a bit of Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition on PS4. About to enter that exclusive or new dungeon in Dongres, you know, the Dongres Underground sort of place. You know where that is, right? Maybe, I don't know. Wanted to play some Blade Strangers, but I don't think I'll have the time for that because I'm going to be leaving soon. But anyways, yeah, let's go. Pepsi for Anime Convention. Ooh, Harvey's! Not now though, I just fucking ate. You know, I had 2 M&M's deep dish pizzas. Granted, that was like almost 2 hours ago. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll go to Sushi Ya Japan or Kiwi Rice and Noodle Bar. Nah, fuck that. We're going to Harvey's later. Alright, we're back here for the 3rd fucking time in a row. You know? Yeah. I don't really know what else to say at the moment. Other than, let me check my phone. What time is it? 3:50, okay. So yeah, I definitely arrived here like a lot later than last year, as I said earlier. You can see we got all these fine folks just doing what they do best in front of the fucking Toronto Congress Center. I saw at least 2 people dressed up as Mogilou from Tales of Berseria last year. Hoping we can see some more of that. Because Mogilou is a fucking national treasure to the video game industry. I'm gonna enter here for the first time in a whole fucking year. Yeah, that's a new revelation, whatever, I don't fucking know. No, I do not organize events. Already got a fucking smudge on this while I was writing my name, but yeah. Alright. Thanks. Thank you. It's good to be back. I have to wonder what's up with this cover. Is this like a board game, a game of life? You know, because Japan sure as fuck loves that game. And granted, where's the iconic wheel? But you know, yeah, good artwork as always, though. So last year, I waited in line, as did, well, many other people, for the dealer's room to open. There's, I guess, the dealer's room line, but this line last year was huge. It fucking went all the way over there, and yeah, I'm not fucking doing that this year. Since I arrived later, I can kill some time, wander around, maybe get a, like, slushie or some sort of drink, and before you know it, we'll be buying games again. I don't have any clever comment. I was trying to think of some clever, snarky comment about buying games, but I'm drawing a creative blank here.
Don't talk to me for like another like month. You have Maple Story too. I'm so sorry, Jimmy.
Film will watch us play here someday.
Please no.
Yeah, we'll get Jason, Philippe, Juan, and Kevin here, and we'll play, I don't know, Spider-Man on PS4.
What you should do? You should get Jason to play that Smash tournament.
Yeah, maybe, but you know, maybe one of these days I'll bring him out to another convention. I brought him out to like one fan expo, but that was it, you know, because I'm not sure if he's the biggest convention guy.
That must be the most fun, like, cosplay.
We have to wait through this line just for potentially an apple juice or something. We have successfully arrived.
I just imagining why I'm gonna.
Yeah, and yeah, that's it. Ah, yes. Made it to the first game store that we can access to. And look at that, there's a Sega Saturn and some N64s. Let's check out what they got. Well, where do I begin?
After the movie, it disappeared.
Hey, look at that, it's region modded. That's cool.
See?
Yeah.
Wait, that's a Switch? What?
Nope, that's a, well, it's a Switch on a Sega Saturn.
North American
Like that's
Europe.
literally a Switch. If you're saying yes.
I mean, no.
Yeah, it's not a Switch as in Nintendo Switch, because, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, I don't know where to begin.
I guess that was.
Do you have any old school
He has a lot of old.
Yeah, I mean,
He's a
granted,
collector.
there's always going to be more old school than there is modern, because you know, yeah, stuff.
Is there anything that you're looking for in mind?
It's really good.
Quite a bit, but you know, we gotta start off slowly, see what they got here. There's more over there too, you know, some more N64 stuff, because I'm going for a complete N64 collection. All 388 games. So Jimmy has gone off to meet up with another friend of his. We'll meet up again with him later, but you know, in the meantime, I gotta take my time and look at the games. Holy shit, I didn't think I would see this. I mean, I already have this, of course. I infamously paid $50 for it, but goddamn, that's a surprise to see Nintama Rentaro 64 Game Gallery. I've considered this one before, but I know it's, you know, not one of the better Harvest Moon games, but it'd be cool. Maybe one. Okay, so it turns out they were charging $5 for that Nintama Rentaro 64 Game Gallery.
Siren, okay, there's Baltimore like Dark Souls.
Okay, off to the vendors hall, room, whatever, rather than the gaming hall. There's some nice stuff here. I'll definitely look again, but of course we got to get to the big stuff. Hey, hang on, I see A&C games. I have to check that out. Unless they didn't actually just bring games, maybe they just brought cards. Yeah, I think they just brought cards, so I might not even bother. Well, let's see what they've got. Well, this is interesting. Too bad he'll never reappear in the show again. I mean, he has a couple times, but the infamous Iceman games. They used to be in the city, but now they're just out of it.
It's an import. Not an English.
No, I don't think we do that. No, I think the most we get is
It's import, right? I think it's
Covering some, carrying some tables.
I'm looking more.
Retro Game Bros. Toronto's retro game store. Let's go check them out.
And I have
Yep. All right. Look at all these N64 stuff. All this N64 stuff. Look at that. Shoutouts to Bart and the Beanstalk on the original Game Boy. Music in that game is horrible, and I hate it. I'm gonna have a look at that CTR. I will consider that CTR. If it's gone when I come back, then whatever, that's fine too. Now it's time for We Got Games. I've heard of them. They're a really nice store. These are always in bad shape. That's what this is. Here it is, my first purchase of the convention for $35. I'm really curious about this game. Jason had it, so now it's time for me to. Look at all these expensive ass games.
no manual.
Of course, these and more, like, the Japanese exclusives, will all be mine. Maybe not all in box, but, that's cool. Some Genesis stuff. Unfortunately, I do not see Whip Rush, Vapor Trail, or Shinobi 3, so we'll have to keep looking for those.
look, they have both left-go switches and the snap switch. You're gonna buy the flash one. No chance, buddy.
Maybe not for $35, but yeah, this is definitely one we'll have to get at some point.
Not even with the book? Just that? Yeah, I don't need the case.
Maybe.
Let me find out.
Pro Sport Hockey. That's a weird. Let's look at that.
It is. Okay, so both are on
There's Super Famicom games. Hop and Twinbee for $40. I didn't pay anything near that. Probably I paid at least half of that when I got my copy back in August of 2014. Right there is trusty old Super 1-Up Games. So we'll of course have a look there too.
Just have a look. I mean, my friend actually was looking for a future.
I'll take this then. Here you go.
Do you need a bag?
No thanks. Thank you so much. Type 3. That's pretty cool. Imports. This is what I'm talking about. New Shisori 64. Look at all this. I'm gonna get. Oh, sorry. This isn't the right thing. I'm gonna get lost in this. Oh man, this is gorgeous. Maybe if he was in better shape, sure.
I'm just looking for one more thing.
Look at that box, Tails Adventure. It's really nice. I suppose here's just as good as any. Yeah.
Surviving the convention, or learning things about the convention.
Oh wow. Alrighty, well that's day one. I didn't buy nearly as much stuff as I thought I would for now. You know, we'll definitely give it a look around, maybe pick up the best copy of Mega Man 2 I can find. But in the meantime, look at that sky. God damn it, tree. I don't know, maybe I'll save Harvey's for tomorrow, or maybe just get a quick bite, because, you know, I'll probably be here. Also, nice bubbles. I'll probably be here till like midnight tomorrow. You know, and obviously be here a lot earlier, but, you know, yeah, there's people pretty much leaving the Congress Center, because I believe the dealer's room and the likes are closed now, because it's, what time is it? Let me check my phone. 10:02. So, yeah. the plane. Yeah, maybe I'll just grab a bite to eat and then be on my way. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Oh my fucking god. Let's try that again. Good god. There we go. There it is again. Did you see it? So if I reset it... Oh, there we go. Look at that shit. Why is it showing off the field? Like, this is the title screen. It's showing off the play field. Like that. It's showing off that. This fucking cartridge, man, is cursed.